Good morning. How are you guys doing this morning? Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for Tuesday. A little brisk outside. Got some wind chills this morning. We got freeze warning in effect for anybody off of the beaches tonight. It's going to be a chilly night. We'll talk about that here in just a few. Also, heavy surf advisory. That is in effect for the rest of today, tonight, and into tomorrow morning. And you may have already heard we lost a house in Rodanthe yesterday to that heavy surf in the trouble spot where they've been losing them for a couple of years now. Seems like one at a time. They just kind of get picked off. And it's kind of sad to see it happen. You know, somebody owns that house and somebody has taken a big loss because of, I guess, I think either the state or federal laws, if you lose a house out there, on the beach, you can't rebuild. So it's just kind of a tough situation. I guess you get insurance money, but you can't rebuild there because they just figure it's going to happen again. So whatever. Good morning to you. Of course, I'm flying solo today. Cindy is in the sick bay. We were joking on her yesterday. She said she felt kind of weird. Her stomach was just not feeling right yesterday. And she called me early this morning. I mean early. About 4:30, and she said, "Bill, can you get some information for me?" And I said, "Well, sure." She goes, "Can you get the name of that truck that hit me yesterday?" So she's not feeling that great, and our thoughts out for her today. She'll probably be with us tomorrow. She just needs a little bit of rest, and so a lot of the symptoms starting to kind of go away. Hey, Perrin, how are you? Just me today. Cindy's not feeling well. Yeah, I don't know if it was something she ate or whatever, but she's got the aches and her stomach is not doing too well. One of those things. But a lot of people have that. If it's not that, it's the allergies. Karen, good morning to you. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing all right. It's a little chilly this morning. We have got a frost or freeze warning for tonight for any place off of, I guess, the islands, Dare County, the peninsula, whatever, in Currituck. You're going to see probably some frost tonight. Everywhere. So we're looking at lows tonight off the beaches of around 30, maybe 27 or 28. So it's going to be one of those kind of deals. So Perrin, you sent her a video on ranch ice cream. Hopefully she'll see that. Okay, we were talking about that the other day, weren't we? Ranch ice cream. I don't know. I'd give it a shot. Not sure. Karen, yeah, it is cold. So we've got, what's the latest I've got? 42 in Nags Head, well into the 30s everywhere else off the beach, and wind chills right along the beaches. Even with a temp of 42, 43, feels like 28 because of the wind. It is chilly. No doubt about that. All right, so coming up in about, I don't know, a few minutes, 5 minutes or 6 minutes, give you an update on Bob, the sales guy. I had a nice long talk with him yesterday. He's doing great at the job. We like Bob. He is a sales guy. So what does he do? Well, comes into the office every morning, gets a fresh cup of coffee, gets his stuff together, heads out on the streets, and he knocks on doors, makes appointments, and he says, "Hey, my name is Bob. I'm the new sales guy at East Carolina Radio, and I want to tell you about radio advertising. And I want to tell you about Bill and Cindy and Ray and the Jill and Jim Meyer and Tom Hoggard and John Boy and Billy and everybody that works at all of these radio stations." That's what he does. Now, that takes a special set of skills. Okay? And we feel like we found a good guy in Bob. No doubt about it. And so I'm going to give you an update on him in just a few minutes. So stick around for that. He's looking for a house. Good morning, Mike. How are you, man? Yeah, I hope she feels better too. You know, I don't wish being sick on anybody. And you need the rest. You need the rest. That's for sure. But you can definitely tell when your partner in crime is not with you. You know, it's a lot of extra stuff you got to do that they do as a team member. So I've been scurrying around drinking. I think I've had an extra, at least cup or two of coffee. Can you tell? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm up for it. I was just telling everybody that we've got an update on Bob the sales guy on the way. So other things that are happening in and around Dare County and the beaches in the next couple of days, things starting to kind of heat up just a little bit as far as that's concerned. A lot of the restaurants opening back up, and there's events, things for you guys to do. We'll talk about that today in music, and bow time with a chance to win a winner chicken dinner from Bojangles. So anyway, you guys can pile in here. I see a lot of you are already in our little room watching. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you. And if you guys have anything you guys want to talk about this morning, is this bipolar weather? Yeah, I guess whatever the weather is, it's taking its toll. If it's not the pollen, which is kind of weather, it's being blown around everywhere by the weather. That's what most people have been, I guess, messed with for the past 2-3 weeks, maybe. Ever since around the 1st of March, the pollen kind of set in. So everybody's dealing with their allergies, thinking they might be getting a cold. They're not knowing exactly what's going on. And they say, well, maybe it's just allergies. So they take some allergy medicine, and that helps out a little bit. But, man, once you get that stuff in your sinuses, man, if you're just a little bit sensitive to that, that's no fun. That's not fun at all. And then again, we haven't come out of winter totally yet. It's still flu season, maybe not as bad as it has been. You got that. You got COVID still. You got stomach issues, just the little bugs that just seem to go around this time of year. And then you've got the flat out colds, sinus infections, stuff that has nothing to do with the pollen, but has everything to do with just the crud in here. So I know a lot of folks dealing with all of that, a little bit of each one. So, but that, in addition to that, the weather does take its toll. No doubt about that. So what have you guys been going on? Gary, let me see what you said. Bonita Springs, 64 to 81 today. I would take that. As you can tell, I've got a sniffle, but mine's all allergies. It's the pollen and the stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Came out the 10th, not the 20th. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Somehow I have missed some commentary. Don't have 4 eyes looking at everything, so I'm going to catch up with you guys. All right, ranch ice cream. All right, Gary, Cleveland, 2 more inches of snow. Wow. Yeah. Came out on the 10th, not the 20th. I don't know what Perrin's talking about there, but she's giving us some info. And yeah, I am going live this morning. That's what I'm doing. Gary went on a dinner cruise. Good food and dancing with older people. True. Yes, they had the heavy surf advisory. No doubt about that. That'll get you going. I was at home yesterday afternoon, and part of my deal is just before I turn off all my electronics and take a quick cat nap for the afternoon is check what's going on. I saw where the house in Rodanthe had gone into the ocean. And it's that cluster of houses that set right out there. You've seen them before. And I think the last time we lost one last year, same story, same kind of storm, just pounding surf for a couple of days. We'll do it for you. And so we've got a heavy surf advisory in effect all day today, tonight, and into tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on that spot. I think everybody else is too. Of course, the National Park Service officials, Cape Hatteras National Seashore, saying, of course, stay away from the area on the beach because there's a lot of debris everywhere in Rodanthe. Okay, so beware of that if you're listening or watching from there. All right, we're going to give you an update on Bob, the sales guy, and we're going to do today in music here just a few. And parents say it was ice cream. Also, the ice cream came out on the 10th. All right, well, cool. We're talking about the ranch ice cream. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Hang on. Excuse me. Your station for the killer hits 102.5, the Shark, Stevie Wonder. You haven't done nothing. It's 8:09. Bill and Cindy in the morning. Killer hits all day. Cindy in the sick bay today. Not feeling too well. She's staying at home. She'll be back with us hopefully tomorrow. Cross your fingers on that one. Hopefully, I wouldn't wish any of this on anybody. She called me about 4:30 this morning. She goes, Bill, can you get some information for me? I said, oh, gracious. I said, what? She goes, can you get the name of that truck that hit me yesterday? Because I'm feeling it today. I said, oh, okay, so that's what's going on. So that's literally about the way she sounded. So let's wish her well. Hey, your shark forecast, a heavy surf advisory remains in effect today, mostly sunny and breezy, high of about 50. Winds could gust at times as high as maybe 28. Let's see, clear cold tonight and windy. There's, of course, a freeze warning in effect for the mainland areas, with the winds gusting to at least 32 along the beach. It's going to make it feel pretty chilly as well. But officially, freeze warning is only in effect for the mainland areas. Lows along the coast, 36, around 30 for the inland areas tonight. Mostly sunny and breezy tomorrow, high near 52. A little warmer, we'll take it. Sun will be shining, and the wind will still be pumping at around 30. Right now, we got 42 in Camden, 35 at Ahoskie, and 42 at 102.5 The Shark. I'm going to give you an update on Bob the Sales Guy. You guys remember at least a week or two, maybe 3 weeks ago, we first started talking about our new employee at East Carolina Radio, Bob the Sales Guy. And we're kind of doing a Go House Meet campaign for Bob. He and his family are trying to move into the area. He's already taken the job with us. He's doing a great job here at 102.5 The Shark. What he does is he goes out and he talks to people about the benefits of radio advertising with all of our stations. And we got a different station for different groups of people, different ages. And he makes good sense and helps sort all that out and gives you the best value at a great price. So that's what he does. And we're happy to have him because he's got a great set of skills. I love this guy. And I think you would too if you do it. So we think a lot of him, and he is looking to move his family to the Outer Banks. And he's looking for a place to rent for a year or two. And the reason we only bring this up at all is because of the housing situation that's going on along the Outer Banks ever since COVID. A lot of people have decided to move here. A lot of year-long rentals have turned into Airbnbs, or they've converted over to weekly rentals. It's caused a housing crunch, a big one. So we're trying to help them out. We thought the best way that we could do with what we had to work with was use what we had to work with, which was the power of radio. You guys are listening right now, and you might know somebody that might know somebody that might know somebody that could help Bob. So that's what we're looking for. So it's him, his wife, and his daughter. She's a teenage daughter about to go off to college, and they're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house somewhere in Dare County on the beaches between the bridges, including Roanoke Island as well. If you know of anybody, please let us know. You can contact me, Bill at ecri.net. He's looking for a rental. He's looking for a nice lease where he can do what he needs to do, and relocate his family here. It's a big important part of being a part of the community is living here. So if you can do anything for him, please let us know. Ask a friend. When you get to work today, say, did you hear him talking on the radio today about Bob, their new sales guy? You might know somebody that's going through the same thing or has gone through the same thing. So we're looking forward to making his home here on the Outer Banks and making it a success for Bob. So that is the update on Bob, the sales guy. We'll keep you up to date on that. And again, if you have anything to tell us, let us know. Stick around. We got Today in Music and Bow Time with a chance to be a winner chicken dinner winner from Bojangles within 10 minutes. All right, so that's the latest on Bob. He is still looking. He's had a couple of really good leads, but in the end, this hasn't worked out. And it's just really tough. I got to tell you, it really, really is. So if you know of anybody, I'm going to put that out here, and we'll mention it again. I know it's ongoing. Sometimes I think somebody was mentioning it yesterday. Wanting to know how Bob's ordeal had changed, if it had. And no, it still has not. And I tell you what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, it's going to be a really desperate situation because he's going to have his family moved out of the other place that they're in where they're moving from. So that is when it's going to be just really tough, and we want him to not have to worry about that, but only have to focus on being a new resident of Dare County and being a great sales guy for 102.5 The Shark. So let's hope that works out pretty soon. That's for sure. So we got today a music on the way here in just a little bit, and your chance to be a winner, chicken dinner. All right. Let's see. All right, got some news tidbits for you. Got the driest throat this morning, man. It's the craziest thing. I know you guys can relate. TV ratings for Sunday night's Academy Awards were up 12% from last year. Did you guys watch that? I kind of wish I had. I'll tell you why. I hadn't been a big fan for a while. I wasn't watching when Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith last year. It seemed like that was the biggest news to come out of the Academy Awards in 50 years. And I don't know. Some people love award show. Some people like Hollywood more than others and dig movies, and I get that. So that's why they're there. And some of these people are super talented, and they deserve recognition like this. They really do. So I feel for them when the ratings like slide down, and makes you wonder, like, are we just losing interest in all of this or what? But they were up 12% from last year. They say everyone everywhere was watching all at once, literally, because it got 7 Academy Awards, that movie. Now we were talking about Best Supporting Actor, the little fella that got his start as Indiana Jones' sidekick, little fella, Oriental fella, wore a little hat, little kid. And it was a wonderful part of that movie. And we all remember him from there. But he's grown up, and he even left acting for a while because nobody would hire him for anything else. I don't know why. So he kind of gave up on it and ended up getting back in it. And he won an Academy Award Monday night. And it was actually pretty cool because I didn't watch it, but I did watch the reruns of that. And there was a moment where he won the Academy Award, and he still acted like the little kid. He was jumpy and excited, and he's still a little guy, so he still kind of has that look. But Harrison Ford just happened to be on the stage as part of the people that were presenting the award. And he was so excited. Harrison ran over and they hugged each other. And it was just this moment. If you're an Indiana Jones fan, you kind of got it. To me, that was so special. I dug that a lot. Other than that, I don't think there was anything I wanted to see. Maybe I'm wrong if I'd have watched it, but I didn't. And that's the way it goes. So, yeah, Karen, I haven't seen any of the movies either, but they did say, from what I have heard, these movies were a little bit more familiar than they had been in the past years. Usually they're like, what? I've never seen or heard any of these movies that you guys are giving all these awards to. I understand it might be critically acclaimed, and I get that. But sometimes the best acting movies don't end up being the big blockbusters. All right, I get that too. But anyway, Mike, you're right. The ratings were so low and they could only go up. There's a little bit to that too. I would agree with you there. And maybe if they make them more entertaining, maybe more people would watch them. I don't know. I'm a radio guy. I'm pretty good at knowing how to get people to listen to the radio. That's part of my job. Television, I think, could be a whole different ballgame. So, all right. So that was going on in the news. What else? College basketball's March Madness. That kicks off this evening. That means you only have a few hours to fill out your brackets before they get smashed. So that's usually what happens to me. You guys into college basketball? You think Gonzaga's going to bring it this year? Maybe. I've heard some rumbles that they might be. That's always, you never hear about that team all year until the NCAA is like, oh, yeah, Gonzaga. That's right. Let's see. Today, of course, is the 14th day of March. Scientist Day. Crowdfunding Day. Genius Day. International Ask a Question Day. Learn About Butterflies Day. Legal Assistant Day. Now, my mom was a legal assistant. She was a legal secretary for years, so I have a soft spot in my heart for that profession. So I think of my mom when I think of that title. It is National Children's Craft Day, Potato chip day. There we go. hmm I like potato chip day. I can relate to that. All right. Karen says the final four, and then you'll start to watch. Okay. All right. Well, I like college basketball. I know Marco loved watching the tournaments, both the ACC and the NCAA tournament as well. It was a big part of his life. And he probably shared that with you from year to year. I suppose. Sorry. But I'm kind of like Karen, just a little bit. I'll wait until you get closer to the Final Four to do that. And it's just crazy. Water and not coffee. Much better deal. So you're going to watch. You're going to watch after the Final Four. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. So after that, what do we have to look forward to? St. Patty's Day will be over. Final Four. See, Easter will be coming. Easter baskets, Easter bunnies, Easter candy, the whole 9 yards. Big church day. New suit for the kids or the grandkids. New outfits for you. That kind of thing, hopefully. A lot of blooming flowers and maybe a dogwood or two. That would be kind of cool. Cardinals, birds, singing. Anyway. No alcohol in that cup. Not allowed. Not going to happen. Sorry. I drink from both of my cups. I have one for coffee and one for water. And it's lemon water because it makes the throat, it just makes it better, especially if you're going to talk a lot. And sit here and try talking for a half hour, by the way. It's not as easy as it sounds. It really isn't. Yeah, spring is only 9 days away. That's true. Wow, that's hard to believe. Just 9 days away. Man, I don't know. How you guys doing with the time change? Did you get it whooped yet? Sunday night was a little weird, and last night went much better. I got a good night's sleep last night, but Sunday night was a little tougher getting to sleep. I don't know. Cindy says the fall really kind of kicks her in the tail. I guess you fall back and you get the extra hours sleep and all that stuff, but it still messes you up. All right, so we got Today in Music coming up in just a couple of minutes. We'll give you a keyword for bow time, winter chicken dinner. It'll be coming your way. And we'll talk about that. What else do we have as far as the news time is concerned? Okay, all right. Well, nothing other than the house in Rodanthe. We talked a little bit about that. When you see something like that happen, especially here locally, and it's going on, you realize that somebody's home, even if it's a beach home. Somebody took time to put their heart and soul into decorating and building that house, and all those family memories that are in there. Whether or not you go there once a year, or you own the house and you might go there 5 or 6 weeks a year, or you live there. To see your home or one of your houses or where all those memories are made go in the drink like that in such a harsh way is really kind of tough. So thoughts going out to whoever owned that house, and let's hope that we don't lose another one. But that heavy surf, that is just, man, it's miserable out there today. Definitely. So you tell me. It's just crazy. All right, we got Today in Music on the way in less than a minute, and we'll give you that keyword. We'll come back with some final thoughts. And thanks, you guys, for hanging on this morning. I appreciate you more than you know. That's for sure. All right, so heavy surf advisory is in effect, all that good stuff. And we'll talk about that as well. Your station for the killer hits, 102.5, The Shark, Bruce Springsteen, and Hungry Heart. Good morning to you. Bill and Cindy in the morning, killer hits all day. Cindy not feeling too well today. Hopefully she'll be back with us tomorrow. Your shark forecast at 8:25. Heavy surf advisory remains in effect. Mostly sunny and breezy today with a high of around 50. Winds gusting to close to 28. And clear and cold, windy tonight. Winds gusting again to 32. Freeze warning in effect for the mainland areas. Lows along the coast of 36, maybe 30 for the inland areas. And mostly sunny and breezy tomorrow. High of about 52. Winds gusting at over 30 along the coast. Temps around the area right now, 37 in Columbia, 36 in Chesapeake. 42 at 102.5. The Shark and Nag said wind chill of 29 because of the wind this morning. It is time for Today in Music, being brought to you by Tap That OBX. Open till 9 p.m. with your favorite beer, bourbon, tequila, free pool, foosball, shuffleboard. Come hang out and relax with friends in their new laid-back space in Kitty Hawk. It's Tap That OBX. 2016. Sony ATV Music Publishing announced that it would buy out Michael Jackson's share of a joint music publishing venture for $750 million. The purchase gave Sony the rights to about 3 million songs, including works by the Beatles, Bob Dylan, Taylor Swift, and many more. Did not include Jackson's master recordings, though. He owned those. 2006, U2 topped Rolling Stone magazine's annual list of the year's biggest money earners from 2005. $154.2 million went out to U2 that year. Rolling Stones were listed second with $92.5 million, and the Eagles third with $63.2 million. Paul McCartney was in fourth place with $56 million, and Elton John in fifth with $48 million. 2001, Peter Blake, who signed and designed the Beatles' classic Sgt. Pepper's album cover, sued the group's record company for a little more money. You see, Blake was only paid $340 in 1967 to create it, but he said he was kind of cheesed off that EMI never offered to pay any more money. It was such an iconic album cover. He felt like he should have made some more money. Oh, well. 1990, Michael Jackson voted Artist of the Decade at the annual Soul Train Awards. 1987, Huey Lewis and the News went number one on the singles chart with Jacob's Ladder. 1983, John Bon Jovi, Richie Sambora, Alec John Such got together and formed this band called Bon Jovi. Rest is history. And 1973, Elton John was number one on the singles chart with Crocodile Rock. And that is a look at Today in Music, which means one thing. It is Bo time. Chance to qualify for a two-piece chicken dinner from Bojangles. All you have to do is text the word Boone, Boone, right now to 252-441-1025. Boone. News and weather together on the way within 10 minutes. Stick around. More killer hits coming up. All right. There we go. Made it through that without having to take a drink. I consider myself lucky there. Anyway, Michael, I saw you mention that the horse that had to be euthanized, the stallion, and those horses to me, those wild horses, the Corolla, that are under the, under the direction and care of the Corolla Wild Horse Foundation. Those people do many great things to help take care of those horses. They still are able to run wild to a certain extent. And that's still a miracle to me at this point, as far as the way the Outer Banks are laid out with the number of people versus horses. And I hope that the report said that this was more of something to do with maybe a fight or something with another horse, and that could have injured this stallion, and it's probably what did happen. They didn't think any human activity had anything to do with it. And what they refer to that is trying to calm the fear that somebody fed this horse, because what many people don't know is that these Corolla wild horses, their system has evolved to the point where they eat grass, a lot of grass. They're vegetarians. And if you even give them something other than that grass, like an apple or a pear or something else that they're not supposed to have. You might not know it, but you're about to kill it. Yeah, it messes with their stomach. And what happens is they get sort of colicky. And what does a horse do when its tummy doesn't feel good? It kind of rolls over, rolls back and forth, it does this thing. And this is what happens. Their intestines get twisted and they die. So it's just crazy that this chain of events can happen. But it does. I love the Corolla Wild Horse Fund. And I believe in them and love Joe and everybody and that does everything that they do to keep those horses as healthy and as wild and free as they can possibly be. So that's my comment on that. You do acknowledge the fact that it's sad when that happened, when we lose one of those. That's for sure. No doubt. All right. So Gary, red tide still a problem. No red tide here. Nope. Not at all. I guess we're lucky so far, you know? Yeah, Karen, it is. It is wonderful to see those horses roam the beach. And I know you know to keep your distance away from them. Try to stay 50 feet away or more from the horses. I know if they come to you, that's quite impossible. But don't encourage it. Just exist and don't mess with them. So, all right, guys. You guys have a wonderful day. We're going to roll some credits here. And Cindy, hopefully, will be back with us tomorrow. And give her some warm thoughts today. She could use them, that's for sure. And maybe some Pepto-Bismol, too. I don't know. But you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning, bright and early, right here. Okay? 8 o'clock on the dot. Talk to you guys later.